The concept of the evolution of the soul must be central to our path. We have been evolving for millions of years. The soul has been evolving as long as we have been in the matter cosmos. Let us consider today what soul evolution is really all about. The term soul is popular. It's a popular topic today. People talk about and write about the soul. They know that the soul is important, but few people know how to care for the soul, their own soul, or even what the soul is. Have you ever thought that perhaps you had completely silenced your own soul, that you have no rapport whatsoever to this or with this presence that is within you? If that has taken place and we have simply walled off the soul, we are at a standstill in our evolution, our spiritual evolution. Yes, the soul is the mortal part of ourselves, the part that can become immortal. To achieve this, she must be fused or bonded to her higher self or her holy Christ self. Most people think that their soul is immortal. I've mentioned this before, but we need to remember it, that most people confuse one's soul with one's spirit. Just as we lost our immortality, so the soul lost her immortality. And so our soul is impermanent until she is bonded to her Christ self. And until she is bonded, she can be lost. So we can lose our souls by the mistreatment of the soul or simply by wicked deeds. If we want to, we can think about the soul as a glistening, transparent sphere that is constantly evolving or devolving. We have free will, and to a certain extent, the soul has free will, yet we govern our own souls. Our souls are wise. Our souls know the future and they know the past. They see into the distance and they see into the immediacy of the moment. The soul is highly sensitive and sensitized. But she is also innocent and, in a sense, defenseless. She is vulnerable to astral forces. She is impressionable and easily led astray. She is often colored by her environment. She can be influenced by discordant music or violent movies or a toxic environment, and wounded by physical or emotional or verbal abuse. We are the parents of our soul, and every day, speaking on behalf of Alpha and Omega, if we are able, we must impress upon the soul what is real and of enduring worth, and what is not real, and therefore what we must rid ourselves of because it is not of worth. We do this not only through our prayers and decrees, but also through the kind of care and the kind of environment we provide for our soul. We can neglect the soul as we might neglect a child, or we can care lovingly for the soul as we would care for a child. Proverbs is speaking of the soul when it says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." The Ascended Masters did not intend us to be led around by every whim of our souls, even as they do not intend us to respond to every whim of our children. Since the soul is our child, we must love and protect, care for, teach and instruct, and also discipline. The soul requires training, and she requires parenting. The Ascended Masters have referred to the soul as the child that lives inside of us. A part of us is the perpetual child, and when that child is healthy and free and not burdened, it can be a delight to be with such a person. But if the soul is ill, disturbed, out of alignment with her God, and has a schism between herself and the parent self, then we find that people are not happy with themselves. They are not happy because they have not created the peace that the soul needs and the peace that they need, and the logical fusion of both. Our soul is the little child who is destined to become the Christ child. If our soul is to reach that level, we must lead her to that place. As parents and caretakers, we are responsible not only for the protection and education of our children, but for the care and molding of their souls as well.